What's up, everybody? Crazy Eights here with another Transformers review. This time from Studio Series, from Transformers the movie. We're looking at Wheeljack. So I'll take a look at the box and then we'll get into the bot. Here's the box. Well, I'm not going to go through the whole spiel, but here is an alt mode and robot mode. Got a nice view of him right there. This is from, looks like Autobot City from the movie. 18 steps, I'm sorry, to go robot to car mode. He is a deluxe class. Here's a better image of him. Again, the artwork is always spot on. I love it. Top, Transformers late film. Transformers the movie and then late film over there. I don't get it. Wheeljack. This side of the box, you have an image of Wheeljack from the movie. The only image of him is, and he's lying on his back. Now, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a 2-pack of Wheeljack and Windcharger offline modes. I guarantee you we're going to get their modes like this because they both came out and they both showed this part. So, yeah. Here is a brief bio. Scientist and inventor Wheeljack valiantly fought the Decepticons in the Battle of Autobot City. Alt mode, robot mode, 18 steps, boring words, barcode if you need it, and then the boring bottom. That's it for the box. Here you have Wheeljack. This is an Earthrise repaint, really, not a remold. A repaint, but they gave him a weapon. Earthrise, all they gave him was his shoulder cannon, but this one they gave him a shoulder cannon and they gave him a handgun. Which is great, because, you know, everyone was wielding weapons back then in the movies or in the TV show. The fact that Earthrise didn't give him one, I don't get it. But it is what it is. So let's take a look at the figure. We're getting a close-up of his head and all that good stuff. Let's get rid of... We'll take a look at these in a minute. But here's his head sculpt. I kind of like the muted colors on him. You know, even though, like, you know, they're looking at the Earthrise one, he's got more of a silver black face. It's more of gray, light blue, and a light gray. But it looks pretty good. Then you got like the baby blue windshield, no translucent. Autobot logo right there, some red. Of course, you know, this being the movie, there's not a whole lot of paint going on. I'm pretty sure Toy Hacks has decals where you can make it look like the toy with more colors. There's some greens right there. But I will say this is a very clean mold. It really is. It's done really well. His profile is nice and thin. Does have the wings on the back, the wings on his ears. Very muted colors on him all around. Yeah, so that's a quick spin. You can see how clean that is. Yeah, he's got hollow gaps right here. I wonder if Go Better did anything for them like they did with Sunstreaker. I'm going to have to take a look. Go Better makes some really good stuff. So that's the robot. So let's take a look at his accessories. Here is his gun. It's got some good detailing, but of course it's got a lot of holes in it as well. And then he has his missile launcher that you could use as a gun if you wanted to. It has a port for it. And it looks like, yes, you could. If you wanted to, you could plug it into any of these holes. Like that, if you wanted to have a different look for his gun. It doesn't really hold that well, though. It's kind of loose in the ports. But you do have that option. It kind of stays. It kind of stays. If you want to have that look for his gun. And of course, you know, you do have weapon storage if you want to put them. I mean, you have ports for this stuff if you want to use it. You know, if you want to put the gun back here but we all know you're not supposed to do that because these guys are supposed to be armed at all times, right? So you could you have an option where you put the shoulder cannon. I put it over here because of the peg. This will get in the way of his head. But you have 2 slots for it. And then, of course, you could also hold his gun. Like so. If his hand doesn't turn. So you have that option. Of course, you could take this off. It's tight on it, I don't know. And he could hold that as well. He could dual wield this if he wanted to. it could, so yeah, you have those options. But me personally, I like it up here. Too bad they didn't come with two of them like the toy has, but whatever. But that's, there we go. That's Wheeljack with all of his accessories. Now let's do some comparisons. So the first comparison is really going to be Earthrise Wheeljack, where he has a lot more colors and a lot more paint, and he's in darker colors where he's more of a muted cartoon aesthetic as well. But here's his head sculpt. If we can get in there, let's see those eyes, because it looks like there's, I can't even see his eyes in this. So he's got dark blue eyes, but you can see he's got like the black on the silver. This pops more, I think, with the colors. The eyes get lost in the black, they're too dark. Got darker blacks here. Some more coloration on the, you see it in car mode. He's got a lot more going on in car mode than this one does. This one's very plain. I'm wondering, let me see something. I don't know if it's gonna work. I think the peg's gonna get in the way. Oh no, it's not so bad. Different colors, but that's, you could do that if you wanted to, or buy a second Wheeljack. Now I didn't buy Devastation Wheeljack, so I don't know. I think it's probably the same exact thing as this guy, just the windshield has like a, with that cell shading to it. And one more comparison. Here we have G1 Wheeljack. This is where it all began. You could see where they got the idea for Wheeljack. He's got very long arms. But yeah, that's my G1 Wheeljack. Now I was gonna get the Studio Series Wheeljack from Rise of the Beast and the Bumblebee movie, and then maybe the other one that looks like that peg warmer Q. But nah, I don't like those versions. I do like the Bumblebee version, but I didn't feel like fishing them out. So we'll just stick with these. So that was robot mode. My robot mode on Earthrise, these broke off. They were translucent plastic. They both had stress marks and they both cracked in half. So I don't have them on my Earthrise version. So when they transform, he's gonna have no front windshield. These things are broke. I have them in the bag somewhere, but they broke off, which is a shame. But as far as this figure goes, very clean. I didn't think I was gonna like the simplicity of it, but in hand it looks pretty good. I understand why they're doing it, you know. And I heard that they're gonna be doing the cartoon now as well. We're starting with Red Alert, so I think we're gonna get the cartoon aesthetics of these guys. It's plus the movie, so yeah, Studio Series is gonna be doing that, which is probably was a good idea because those will probably sell. Like I said, really good figure, very clean. Some hollow bits due to transformation and stuff like that, but not bad. I didn't think I was gonna like the colors. I do like the face. It pops more than Earthrise, and I like the fact that we gave him a gun. All in all, pretty good figure, you know. But again, if you have Earthrise, you have this guy. A very simplistic form of it. Anyway, next stop, transformation. Okay, so let's get this guy transformed. And the first thing I like to do is straighten everything up. Make sure he's all joints and everything is bent straight. Almost like he came fresh out of the packaging. And we're gonna remove all his weapons. Take these off and put these off to the side. And now he is transforming ready. And this is a very simple transformation. You're gonna fold these back. You're gonna put these up, and then you're gonna turn these so all the car parts are showing. So you have one. This is the back, and this is gonna be the side of the car. Same thing on this side. You just want to turn it. Turn them like that. Once you have that done, we're gonna take this piece right here. We're gonna open it up and bring it down. You're gonna take his head and put his head in there like that. And then once the head's inside, you're gonna rotate this around. Try to get this down. See if we get this down lower. There we go. I'm gonna rotate that down. I like to bring these out of the way, get these out the way. And it should sit flush with the car hood. Now you're gonna unclip the legs. If you can. These are tight. Be careful with these. They're not translucent this time, they're plastic, but still. It's not the best connection, unless they fixed it with this guy. But you wanna bring these. I'm gonna bring these down first. Before I bring these up and over. I'm gonna bring these out as well. Bring the windshields out. And then you want to bring these up. Up and in. They should. There you go. I wish there was an easier, better way with the windows. I don't like these little ones like this. And then you just kind of combined. I'm being super careful because again, I don't want to break this again. I feel like it doesn't want to stay in there. Yeah. This thing's fighting me. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't want to stay. This doesn't want to stay in for some reason. That does not want to stay connected. All right. Again, I'm going to keep this going real time. I'm not going to edit it out. These you want to bring up and over like that on both sides. And those are going to form the back of the car. Damn it, man. Stay together. I'll fix that afterwards. Let me get this done. And then there's these ports right here, these pegs, are going to go into these arm ports right here. So once you line those up, they'll just fall right. They should fall right into place, but everything about this one is not working playing as nice as it should. I don't know if it's the paint or I mean, these aren't painted, so I don't know why these things won't snap right in. Come on, get in there. And it should just line right up and just snap in, but, you know, of course it's not going to do that. Why would it do that, right? Why would it just look like I know what I'm doing? And clearly I don't. Yeah, so this one. Gotta come a little lower just to get it into place. It's not lining up. Let me fix it off camera and I'll be right back. All right, got them transformed. This part back here, they were not pegging in, so the arms weren't lining up. This side lined up no problem. It was this side that I couldn't get it to line up and peg in for it to peg in over here. Once I muscled it in, it all lined up, and now he's fully transformed. But that was a transformation for Wheeljack Studio Series version. Now that Wheeljack's transformed into his alt mode, let's take a look at this white cheese wedge, because it's really not much going on. But I will say I do like the look of this alt mode. Very sleek and very like low profile to the ground, but very plain. So here it is from the front. You got a gray air vent right here. Up top here, you got some whole lot of white, some green. The whole windshield is done in a blue, a baby blue. Then you got the Autobot logo. Pretty much his chest right here. Back here you got the rear window with the louvers, but it's all done in the same color, no paint breakup or nothing. You got your spoiler. Here it is from the side. I like the rims though. 638, but nothing going on as far as this goes. Plain back white, a plain white. The back is all white and boring anyway. And it's got details on it, but you know, nothing, again, really no paint. We're doing that whole 1984 through 86 cartoon aesthetic, which is very simplified and not a whole lot going on. Down here, you got his head just stashed away. See his hands. He does roll really well, so nothing hinders the movement. That's alt mode. Now for weapon storage, make sure I get the right ones. Let's see. You could put this back here. I mean, you could put it like that if you wanted to. You could peg it up there like that if you didn't want to make it look like so obvious that he's rocking a gun. Could put it up there. You could take this and put this back here. If you wanted to, you could switch them around. Again, it's just like, it's not my favorite way to do weapon storage, but you have the ports and you have the options if you want to do that. I'm not a fan that way. I kind of wish it was incorporated, but you hear me say that a lot with these. It's one thing I do like is that they make it part of the car, not just slopped on top. It's just lazy. Anyway, let's do some comparisons. Now here he is with his G1, the one that started all, the G1. And this alt mode is just nice. It really is. It rolls smooth. Let's just do a review on this thing, because this thing is just awesome looking. But anyway, so you can see how they look together. A lot more colors and stickers on this one, and this is just plain Jane. Here he is with Earthrise, and you can see a lot of differences. We'll do it like this so you can see them, all of them. First of all, he's kind of an off-white, not a pure white like this one is. And he's got a lot more color breakup and stickers. Like, he's got a translucent windshield, and of course, these would have been translucent if they didn't break. This is the same, but we got coloration over here, and the stripe is a lot more prominent, and you got a darker grille in the front as well. The rims and all that are done in red, with his done in silver. And we'll do it like this so you can see the big differences. All the stickers on the side there, and the colors just pop. He's got a lot of sponsorships as well, decals going on, and he's got some color breakup back here, which I didn't realize he had. All in all, this one has a lot more paint. It looks so much better in alt mode. I like bot mode in this one. I like alt mode in this one. So if I'm gonna display them, I'm gonna find some windshields for this one, and then or buy another one. I don't know, and have this one in one mode and this one in the other. But yeah, you can see the differences. But it is the same mold. It's just different plastic colors and paint, more paint on that one. This would keeping it simple. So that was my look at Studio Series Wheeljack's alt mode. And I do like the car mode. It's a nice looking car. I mean, it looks great. It looks fast, very low to the ground. Just, you know, I know why it's like this. I know what they're going for, but damn, man, it needs more stickers or some color breakup. But I'm not buying toy hack stickers for this. I'm leaving it as is because of what it represents what it's doing. We're gonna keep it this way. I'm not gonna sticker them up or anything like that. But Oh no, it's a great car. I mean, if you have the authorized one, you know what you're getting yourself into. I like it. Like I said earlier, with the bot mode, this guy alt mode, authorized. Anyway, that's it for this video. I do hope you all enjoy it. Crazy Eats is out. Later.